Welcome to the Quantum Time Traveller, where we journey beyond time and space to unlock the universe's deepest secrets. I'm your host, Emma Bushell, and together with my co-host, Susie Edwards, we'll guide you through channeled experiences and soul truths, revealing ancient wisdom and higher dimensions. In episodes, we'll also welcome invited guests to share their own spiritual revelations and cosmic insights. Prepare to expand your mind and elevate your spirit as we uncover the mysteries of existence. This is the Quantum Time Traveller, where the universe speaks, and we're so excited for you to join us on our journey. Welcome to the Quantum Time Traveller with Emma Bushell, that's me, and Susie Edwards.
That's me.
We are your show hosts, and we are very excited to bring this a bit of a truth bombs coming here about relationships, and it's about the lifting the lid on the belief of finding your soulmate. Do you believe in that? Is that something that you buy into? Because everybody seems to know the word soulmate, and everybody seems to want to find their soulmate. And if they haven't found their soulmate, then they kind of feel there's something missing. Do you feel that, Susie?
Absolutely. I mean, it is the buzzword of the century so far, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. And my channel has come through to lift the lid on the bullshit. And the words around this being soulmate, forever, ever, living happily ever after, like the storybooks that we were reading at school.
Yep.
There's a lot of the belief system that is generated from childhood and also the belief system from our parents, our intergenerational, you know, grandparents, and so forth, buying into the belief that you've met your match, you've met your soulmate, and it's going to be there forevermore, happily ever after.
Mhm.
And I'm going to pass you over to Susie while I prepare to go into my channel. And then we're going to start breaking down this taboo about the perfect relationship, and the truth behind the words and the belief of soulmates.
Mm. Fantastic. Fantastic. So we're taught as children to go to school, to get good grades, to go to university, to find your partner, to get married, to have babies, buy a house, all of those things. And it's becoming very different in the way that we're living right now, that is very, very outdated. It's time for something new. So we're going to connect into Emma's guides to understand the frequency of partnerships, relationships, and how we can connect more with true love in our lives, whether that be soulmates or not. We will find out exactly as Emma connects in. And we'll find out how to move forwards and bring forwards that romance, that love into our lives that we're all looking for, right?
Okay, so far away.
Okay, so who are you connected to?
I'm actually connected to the collective consciousness, which is the overall energy that people will tap into when they're trying to inquire or find out about their significant other or their soulmate relationship. So it's the energy that people generally tap into with a thought vibration and emotional vibration to find that soulmate. I'm also tapping into higher celestial beings, higher guides, higher frequency. So you may find that whilst you're listening to this, you'll find a shift in that frequencies as I move between different guides.
So, what is the collective thought around soulmates?
Soulmates is a word that people know and search for something outside of themselves that they believe they are meant to find in a partner, relationship, significant other, married or unmarried. Um, they are taught to find and be with forever, happily ever after. Um, it's a story and it's part of a belief system that's so entwined into parental society, conditioning, generational, intergenerational, ancestral. It's so far back in energy, in frequency, that it's a story that is almost like normalized, but there are so many challenges and complications and disruptions that are occurring and have occurred for quite a number of years now in the search for the so-called soulmate. The so-called soulmate does not exist. It is a frequency, a match, an energetic match of yourself, how you are vibrating or matching or frequenting at first, because everybody has their own frequency. Everybody separately has their own frequency. And you then attract your person from the frequency that you are giving out. You will match that, whether that's good or whether that's bad.
Absolutely. So, in relation to the word soulmate, what are your guides or higher beings saying to you?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah. So, in relation to soulmate, what do your higher guides want you to know?
You are your soulmate.
It's so true, right?
You are your soulmate. You are the beauty of masculine and feminine, light and dark. You are your own portal of love. You are the most significant person in your life. So you are your soulmate. You attract your other person from the energy that you are in.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So, is there something else that the higher beings would like us to know to help us to connect more to ourselves and our own love?
Which is why there's been this shift for many people becoming more aware of their purpose or the more meaning to their lives in recent events because they've had a shift in thought and feeling and emotion about their life and their meaning to that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they are with the right person. And actually, in fact, a lot of people are searching outside of themselves for that person when actually they've become more awoken to themselves more than ever, but they're still looking outside themselves for the person to make it feel right, i.e., if I meet a partner, they'll make me feel whole because that's my other person. There are no other person. You are one whole person. You've always been one person. It's just you think you should fill the other side of you with somebody else that's detrimental to your own journey, your own soul, because it separates you. You are led to believe you have to be separated which is the missing part of this, is separation, which is why you feel the way you feel about not finding love, because you feel there's something missing. Well, actually, in fact, you're having to fill it yourself because you are your soulmate.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, this journey of finding somebody is, in fact, not finding somebody as a significant other. It's enhancing your own self as a soulmate to yourself so that you can both be of a higher frequency together because you've matched and you're growing in relation to each other's positives and also supporting each other rather than being half of something. Because that is what we're led to believe from way back. I mean, I was led to believe it through my storybooks as a child about,
Yeah.
Cinderella.
Yeah. Yeah. Two halves make a whole, right?
You know, and actually we're all searching outside of ourselves, but actually we're inside of ourselves as whole anyway. And then you actually find the right person to match you because you're not looking for half of you.
Yeah.
And no wonder it's not going to feel right when you meet that person, the expectation of that person, the pressure is huge.
Mm. Yeah. Because society tells us we have to have partners.
Or filling a part of you that you shouldn't actually have yourself, but you do.
Mm.
You give your power away.
Yeah.
Give your power away to the other person you think's your soulmate because of whatever you've gone through. And that person picks it all up and provides that bit that you miss. Well, actually, in fact, that's not theirs to actually provide. It's theirs to support you whilst you're actually healing from
Yeah.
inside. You can still meet another person. It just means you just have to do the healing. You have to do the work
Hmm.
so that you're not going, oh, well, they can do that because they've always done that. That
Yeah.
pressure is massive on a guy to provide and to feel he has to fill that part,
Hmm.
which is why there's so much mental health issues with guys because the pressure to perform that is immense,
Yeah. Absolutely.
solely on them. And actually, it should be about, or it's to be true, it's about providing wholeness together
Mhm.
separately and coming together to enhance each other.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% agree. So, what is the purpose of relationships in our lives?
Relationships are about the experience, the human experience. It's about learning your mirror. So the relationship I'm being shown is a total mirror of you mirroring to somebody else the good and the bad. So you could have the most fun-filled person in front of you, but actually they devalue you at home. And
Hmm.
that's a part of you that you're mirroring. And it's part of you that could be a generational belief system that's running as uh, an emotionally unavailable parent, perhaps that you didn't feel very loved by. That choice of partner could be the same pattern that you've experienced in your childhood, but yet you're mirroring that in your choice of man because your frequency or your pattern is actually used to and is conditioned to actually attracting that because you've been in the environment of people that have been emotionally unavailable and unloved and an unloved frequency that you are holding in your body from a deep cellular level. This isn't
Hmm.
surface energetics. This is actually factual cellular memory that you hold vibrationally, which is why channeling why we're coming up with these untruths and breaking the norms, because people are going through mass awakenings trying to understand why their relationship is suddenly like this and why they're feeling suddenly out of depth and not belonging and feeling like they don't fit in anymore. It's huge because the relational aspect is breaking down these conditions because you become awake. The illusion has gone. The illusion
Yeah,
has dropped. There is no bullshit anymore about this. It's just pure frequency.
absolutely. So the big question, how can we raise our frequency to ensure that we are calling in people that are beneficial?
Um, this is a very big area. Raising our frequency, number one, is becoming aware of what's possibly a very challenging time for you, because everything will feel challenged because of what you believe to be true and is no longer feeling that.
Hmm.
Um, so you're recognizing your symptoms of feeling disconnected, um, all of the feelings and symptoms that will be coming up, or you don't feel the affinity with your partner anymore and their family, or your friends, or your school, or your coach, or your whoever, because you've actually outgrown and actually opened the illusion of this. So that is actually raising your frequency already. That has broken through that seal of untruth. And then you find that your journey is that curiosity and discovery is about you. You can never go back to that frequency that you've broken.
Hmm.
And a
Yeah.
lot of people want to go back to their past, or they'll go back to their ex. They'll go back to their person that they were with, but actually they don't feel at all aligned anymore. But and they'll come up with the excuses of, yeah, but I've got my children and I've got this. Yes, that might be to do with financial things, but equally they go back because it's actually feeling comfortable being uncomfortable, but it's what you knew, but you can't ever go back there.
Yeah.
And it's then knowing that, and your frequency raises as you become like this conversation, acknowledged, understanding, knowing that actually it's a belief system that is an illusion, and knowing that your frequency is raising so that you become more self-aware, self-loved, looking at why you've got these patterns coming up, looking at the belief systems in your family. And all of these elevations are what we call um, soul work, inner work, shadow work, healing, however you want to term it. They are finding the energetic matches that you were it's become entangled. So you become a mismatch. In order to break away, you have to find a charge point, the charge point that you're used to being in, that no longer sits with you, and release the charge. And that's to do with the work we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's
Absolutely.
really not that complicated. And it doesn't take years, especially when you find mentors and healers that um, they've done their work. They've mastered their craft.
Absolutely. That's really, really important.
Yeah.
Really important. Like, know who you are going to for healing and for help and support with moving forwards from this.
And it's work we both do,
Yeah.
and we've done for decades
Many years. Many
and
years.
beyond and beyond, honey. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's just, I'm coming out of channel a little bit because this is a bit of excitement here, because I want to actually pass this over to Susie in the sense of manifestation, because unbeknown to me, this lady has this craft of manifesting she looks at your soul's journey and your contracts. And this is another podcast, this is another show about contracts and
Yeah.
karmic contracts and soul contracts. Just because you don't have a soulmate because you are your soulmate, you still have contracts in this lifetime that you are energetic matches for.
Yeah.
And sometimes you meet somebody, you might meet them for a week, you might meet them for years, you might get married to them, that you know that you are meant to be for some reason with this person, for whatever reason you're meant to learn it, be
Yeah.
it, be around it. Um, you know, because it feels so damn familiar and it's magnetizing. Now there are ways to do this to magnetize or manifest your significant other as an energetic match. And this lady, Susie Edwards, is going to actually give us a bit of insight into how you actually do this. So I'm going to pass this over to her. This is so exciting.
Thank you very
The
much.
steps to manifesting your significant other, male, female, whatever you want to do.
Absolutely. Yes, there are some steps and there is work to be done, right?
Massively.
You know,
Massively.
you don't get rewarded for not doing some hard work. So there are steps, and I'm going to briefly talk about the steps that I went through
Oh,
to
exciting.
manifesting.
Wow. And if you'd like to share with the audience, obviously your significant other and how long you manifested him and how long you've been together, right?
Yeah, so I'll take you back about I think it's 13 years now.
Okay. Good number.
Yeah, it's a good number. Yeah, 13 years. So I was in a place where I came out of an abusive relationship. I took the time to heal, right? Number one, I took the time to heal. I didn't rush into anything. I got very clear about who I was and what I wanted,
Yeah.
right? So I had to raise my frequency
Yeah.
because I couldn't have been in the energy of just coming out of a relationship
Yeah.
and being mum and dad to three children
Yeah.
and go straight into another relationship. So I did take the time to heal. I started my spiritual journey. I did a lot of work and I took the time. I was in no rush. And if I'm completely honest with you, I would have stayed like that. It was
Yeah.
just that my friends were nagging me. And it's like, it's about time you got out there and all of that. And I was adamant that I was not going on dating sites. There was absolutely no way.
Yeah.
So I'd learned about manifestation, law of attraction. I'd learned about myself, what I needed, or not what I needed, because I had everything that I needed, what I wanted. So
Yeah.
I got
Your desire.
crystal clear
Yeah.
crystal clear on what I wanted to call into my life. So I had to get clear on what that relationship could bring me that would benefit both of us, right? It has to be reciprocal. He didn't need to heal me. I'd done my healing,
Yeah.
right? And for that part, obviously we heal as we go and different experiences and all of those things, but I healed myself for that part. So I decided to use the full moon because I love the moon.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
love to do some manifestation on the full moon. So I got very specific with personality traits, background, all of the things, right? I got so specific with what I wanted. So that meant that I wasn't available any longer for narcissism. I wasn't available any longer for any kind of nonsense,
Yeah.
right? So by getting crystal clear with his attributes, characteristics, and all of those things. I didn't go, didn't do looks and eyes and hair and all of those things because they weren't important. What was important was his energy and his frequency
Yes.
that we could support each other in where we were going moving forward. So I did a little ritual on the full moon. sent it up to the universe, burnt it, took a copy, kept it in a diary. And within 2 weeks, he arrived.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, boom. And like, I knew from the minute.
Oh my
And it's like
God.
the really strange thing is, I walked past his house every day for 10 years previously to take my children to school. And I had never met him, never seen him come out of his door, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were let's yeah, so this is about energy matching, but it's also to do with what we call in the quantum energy timeline. So it's the window of opportunity in an energetic frequency that you match in the quantum field or your energy field sitting in the quantum to allow that significant meeting or that
Yeah.
matching. So when you met your match, what did it feel like? Like, how did that feel?
It was just so comfortable. There
Yeah.
was no awkwardness as I imagined there would be
Yes.
because, oh God, go out dating. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we never, what you would call regularly dated. We
Yeah.
just got on with our lives from that point.
Yes.
And then we went on holiday and manifested this house here. And it's like everything just became so easy. It was natural. It flowed. We have two very different paths. We're two very different people. We're both Pisceans, bizarrely.
Okay.
But we have our own lives that come together that support and hold what each other are doing.
Yes.
It's
Which is
easy.
really important because you are both um you're both whole in your own rights, but actually supporting each other without
Yeah.
this half a person showing up and
Yeah.
the other person can take all that on.
Absolutely. He is not my other half.
Yes.
I'm whole.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely. And this is the whole point of this episode is about that.
yeah.
It's about the untruths of thinking you've got to have this soulmate that fills that part of you that's missing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we had some contracts and things in place that we needed to work on, which we worked through, right? To clear those, which is also important. But I think it's also important to really point out that he's here as my other whole person, right? My connection, my spiritual connection, but that doesn't mean he's here forever.
Yes,
Here for the time that we need to support and uphold
yes,
each other.
yes,
So we're never going to go through one relationship in our lives.
yes. And what's coming through my channel is the fact that while Susie's talking, is the fact that you can have this, there's no need to be, bigging it up, but you can have hundreds of soulmates
Hmm.
that you think are your soulmates,
Yeah,
right? But you are your own soulmate number one first. You just match that person that's on your frequency, and you could have a significant other for a week. You could have a significant other for 40 years.
yeah,
But if you don't grow with the person and you're both upholding your frequency, what will then happen is um you then find that there is this gap between relationships where
yeah,
people are holding each other in resentment, in other emotions that come through that actually you're not energetically aligned anymore or matching, or maybe even matched in the first place. And it was just a society thing that made you feel that way, and you just found somebody that you kind of got on
yeah,
with,
yeah.
right?
Pressure, right? Pressure from
Well,
families.
yeah. We're talking about the spiritual um and the breaking of normalizing the term soulmate for energetic reasons of frequency here, because this
Yeah,
is where we are as human beings. And there is
absolutely.
such a gap in the dating relationship right now. It's almost in crisis. I would say it is in crisis. There are lots of people that do have very happy marriages and partnerships. I don't want to discount those people, but there are a lot of people that are not energetically matched because they've awoken or they're not awakening, and the other person has awoken to something more, but they're not
Mm.
matching the frequency that they're with that person anymore. And actually, they're finding that they're not then finding why they can't match a soulmate. It's because they
Yeah.
have to do the work.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's all about doing the work, right? Everything that we want to manifest, experience, have, be, it is all about the inner work, right? It's all about the frequency that we vibrate at
Yeah.
that allows us to connect with those timelines where that exists.
Yes. And it is matching a timeline that that person is on, that you have to vibrate or frequent to match to that person. And it happens so fast when it does, a bit like the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was here, but Susie got specific. She got specific about who she was calling in. And that's the key because the specifics hone down the frequency to match.
Yeah.
And that's a fundamental part of manifestation.
Mm. Yeah. Absolutely. And we have to be able to support each other in our own lives, not become one. We are two wholes. And
Yes.
that's really important.
Yeah, massively. So that I think that's very enlightening. I think that's just the fact we've touched on this at such a time of change in relationships, in people searching for love, people searching for true love.
Yeah.
Um, the true love or the truest love happens within yourself first.
100%.
Because
100%.
you are your own soulmate.
Yeah.
And if you're finding difficulty in being in that space or feeling that, this is when I know we can help with that because we do it day in, day
Yeah.
out with mentor people. So find that within yourself. And
Yeah.
then you find that things will massively change. Your choices will change based on the energy that you're in.
Absolutely. And then your outer reality will
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's huge.
It is 100%.
There is anything else you want to add before
Well,
we
anything else your super team want us to know
No,
today?
I think we've covered a lot of relatable areas and very significant untruths. And the the search isn't a search and rescue. You're right where you're meant to be with yourself.
Ah, absolutely.
So there you go.
Fantastic. What a show.
Yeah. Yeah, it is actually, isn't it? I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so any questions, please come into our space. There are links here after this podcast and YouTube where you can connect with us and join our world. It's been amazing.
Amazing.
I've loved every minute of this.
Me too. And we can't wait for you to join us.
Yeah, fab. Okay, until next time.
Bye
Thank
for
you
now.
for the Quantum Time Traveler.
Bye for now.
Bye.